Yeah, Friday! You have reached episode 39 of the Ranting Weight Watcher. I am your host, Donato Russo. I hope you enjoy the show today. If this is your first time here and you enjoy the show, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. If the podcast app you're listening on allows you to rate the show, please leave a 4-star or 5-star rating. Any rating is greatly appreciated. Man, oh man, we are here at another Friday, and we are 1 week away from Memorial Day weekend, where we get to celebrate, and some of you, I'm sure, will be barbecuing and whatever else you do on Memorial Day. Well, let's get into this. Journey updates. Okay, guys. Great week this week. Great week. I am down 5.6 pounds this week. So this brings me for the month of May, I'm officially down 0.4. So I lost all of the gain from the beginning of the month and a little bit more. Total down since January 2019 is 126.8 pounds. The amount of pounds I have to go to get to the 150 pound milestone is 23.2 pounds. And the amount of pounds to get to my small goal of getting back to 253 pounds is 15.8 pounds. And the pounds to get to my big goal, which was to lose 200 pounds and then reevaluate my journey from there, is 73.2 pounds. It has been a great week. There is nothing to complain about when you have a week like this. Let me tell you. Nothing to complain about. Well, I got some exciting news. Officially, we have created the Ranting Weight Watcher logo. I debuted it on social media and on Connect and everything and got a bunch of positive comments about it. But I also am excited because we now officially have a Ranting Weight Watcher store, which there's some, just show stuff like t-shirts, mugs, hats, bags, tote bag, cups, mugs, thermoses, whatever you call them, water bottles. And you can get it either with the Ranting Weight Watcher logo. You can get it with my face on it. You can get it with just some words. I made some t-shirts that have hashtags with positive affirmations over your life. Also encouraging to keep it real and work hard. And I have so many more ideas for different t-shirts with different hashtags to claim positive affirmations over your life that I will be making in the near future. The store will be found on my website. So if you go to www.therantingweightwatcher.com and you scroll down and you'll see under the welcome section, there's going to be the merchandise store, and you'll see a button that says click here. When you click that button, it'll take you directly to my store, and you'll be able to see everything I've designed thus far that you can purchase. A little portion of that is going to go to help promote the podcast, to build it up to be something great someday, I hope. I'd love for it to be a live call-in show one day. I don't know that I can do it yet, but that is my goal, is to have it be, even if it's a nightly show. That would be amazing. If I can get a big enough audience where it could be a nightly show where every night of the week, maybe Monday through Friday, you're tuning in for whatever it is, maybe an hour, maybe a half hour, where it's a call-in show where you can call and get help, get encouragement, whatever it is that I have no idea. The possibilities are endless with a live show. Endless. But I will never let go of the podcast. The podcast is definitely going to stick around. But having a weekly, maybe starting off as a weekly live show and then branching out to maybe multiple days a week, that is the ultimate goal, man. To have a call-in show and be discussing the journey 24/7. Just be in it. You know what I mean? Just be in the journey all the time, because that's what it takes to have success in what we're trying to do here. It takes becoming immersed in what you're trying to do. And that brings me to today's topic. I'm calling today's episode Going the Distance, because I'm going to go through all of the stages that your journey, and this episode is going to be geared more to the newbie than anybody else, and I apologize for the people that have been here for a while, but stick around. Maybe you might realize that you're in a part of this journey that I describe as I go forward, and maybe you'll get some advice on how to correct where you are, and you just don't even realize it where you are. You know what I mean? So when you decide to start a healthy lifestyle, I call it the glorious beginning, because everything just seems right. You are motivated. You are determined. Everything is going, and you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, and this is it. This is going to be the time that you get the job done. And so you decide, okay, what am I going to do? Am I going to do keto? Am I going to do intermittent fasting? Am I going to join Weight Watchers? Whatever it is. You make a decision at that moment to follow whatever lifestyle you're looking to follow. So whatever that decision happens, you go and you take the next step. What's the next step? Purchasing in some cases, you have to purchase a membership. So with Weight Watchers, you have to purchase a membership, subscribe, or however you want to say it, to a membership with the company. And the same thing, then you'll have to start planning out, okay, what will I be eating? How much will I be eating of it? What do I have to buy ahead of time so that I can succeed at what I'm trying to do here? So you go and you take all those steps. You get your subscription to Weight Watchers, and that's in my case what I did. I joined Weight Watchers, the workshop plus digital package, so you can get everything on the app and go to the workshops. So I started going to the workshops, and that was my major thing, because I needed a place to be accountable. Started going to the workshops every week, and in the beginning it was easy. Weight just started falling off, and all I did was start making the right choices. I didn't exercise. I've said this a number of times before. No exercise for the first 6-7 months of my journey. All I did was start making the right choices for food. And I did it religiously with what I call condom accuracy, if you've never heard me say it before. Everyone here has trusted a condom at some point in their life. And a condom openly says that it's only 97% accurate. So that means 3% of the time you're getting pregnant and you're okay with it. So if you can apply the same theology to what you're trying to do in your healthy lifestyle, be 97% accurate, you will be successful in whatever Weight Watchers, keto, intermittent fasting, whatever it is. You will be successful in any one of those things if you strive for condom accuracy in whatever you're doing. But that's not what I'm here to talk about today. We're talking about the entirety of the journey. and you're going for week after week. The first 3 weeks are probably the greatest weeks of your entire journey because weight just falls right off as long as you're making the right choices. If you change nothing, you can't expect anything to change. You hear me now? Hear what I'm saying to you. If you came into Weight Watchers and you were already eating Kentucky Fried Chicken and all these fast foods and all this stuff, and you changed nothing, just because you know the point values of those things doesn't mean you're going to drop weight if you stay with them. There is a smart choice. Could you lose weight continuing to eat fast food? I'm sure somebody's done it. But it makes it a lot harder, that's for sure. I'll tell you that much. You're making your own work a lot harder. The whole journey as a whole is hard, and there's no reason to make it even more hard by making really bad choices like that. So if you're not making any choices, you're not making any changes, I should say, in the beginning, if your lifestyle stays exactly the same and you're just tracking the points to whatever it is that you would normally have eaten, I don't know. I mean, first of all, you're going to run out of points really quickly. And it would bring into question whether or not you have the willpower to blow all those points probably before lunch and then stick to, if you chose the right plan, a plan with eating 0-point foods for the rest of the day or eating nothing for the rest of the day. So at some point, as you're going along in the beginning of this beautiful journey, the weight, you think you're doing great, but the weight is slowing down. What seemed to fall off so easily is now not falling off so easily anymore. And you go there and you get weight losses like down 0.4, down 0.2, which, I mean, 0.4, 0.2, we're talking about ounces of weight loss here. And to think you can drink a glass of water and gain whatever weight you think you lost back, it's frustrating. And so you start to see little small numbers like this after you're working hard for 7 days. You go into a workshop, you weigh in, and you start to see these little numbers. You're looking at the whole week as a whole, and you're like, oh man, I just busted my ass all week. And now this is getting frustrating. And now maybe you have the next week, instead of a 0.4 loss or a 0.2 loss, maybe the next week you have a slight gain. And you haven't changed anything, but your body weight is fluctuating. You're going to have uptrends in this journey, and you're going to have downtrends. Simple as that. There's up and down trends to everything. Everything. In life, there's uptrends and there's downtrends. In economics, in politics, there's uptrends and downtrends in everything. For you to expect that just because you chose to have a healthy lifestyle, that scale just continues in a downward slope the entire time, it's ludicrous for you to have this kind of thinking. And I'm talking to you as someone who used to think like that. I used to go to Weight Watchers and weigh in on a Saturday, and I would be ruined for the day because I stayed the same, because I went up a pound, whatever it is. It would take me the entire day to get over it. Now, I'm over it probably an hour after I'm done eating breakfast. Or even before that. before I get dressed and get downstairs. Because I've been weighing at home. I haven't been weighing at the center. My attitude towards the scale has changed since the beginning of my journey. Because my mindset had changed. But for most people, once you hit this frustration area, the next step, the honeymoon's over. Honeymoon is over. Things aren't you're going your way anymore. And this is the natural cycle. The natural cycle of things here with anything. Eventually the scale stops moving the way you like it to, or it stops moving at all. And you start to freak out like, what am I doing? What's going on here? And there comes a moment in all of this that you might have to really, really analyze yourself here, because there's a very, very critical moment approaching and you don't realize it yet. And if you could look at the truth for what it is, you'll know the next step when you'll start telling people, when people ask you, oh, did you lose weight this week? Because when people start to know that you're on a weight loss, you're on a quest for a healthy lifestyle, I'll say it like that. When people notice that, whether it's your family, your friends, your coworkers, whatever they are, whoever they are, they're going to be looking at you especially when they get to know when you weigh in, all this stuff. They're going to be looking at you on those days, and they're going to wonder, how did it go this week? Did you lose? Did you gain? What happened? They're going to be wondering. And so a lot of people at this moment will start to say, I'm really struggling. I'm having a bad time here. Right? And so it's fine if you're struggling. People actually do struggle. But there's a thin line between struggling and pretending. Now, I'm going to get into this a little bit further, this thin line, after the break. So stick with me. We'll be back after this.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for listening to the Ranting Weight Watcher. If you would like to connect on social media, we would love to connect with you. On the Weight Watchers Connect app, search for @RantingWeightWatcher. All of our other social media links can be found at www.therantingweightwatcher.com. You can also email the show, say hello, or share your story with us. Send your emails to therantingweightwatcher@gmail.com. We look forward to hearing from you. If this is your first time here, and you enjoyed the show, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. We are proud to announce that the Ranting Weight Watcher has been rated number 6 in Feedspot.com's Top 10 Weight Watchers podcasts. Click the link in the show's description if you wish to see the full list. If the podcast app you are listening with allows you to rate the show, please leave a 4-star or 5-star rating, whatever is in your heart to leave. Any rating is greatly appreciated. And now, without further delay, here is the star of the show, Donato Russo.
And we are back. Thanks for sticking with me. So we're talking about the stages of the journey that you're facing, and I'm talking more to the new people than I am to the seasoned veterans here today. But it's not as if the seasoned veterans couldn't take something from this, because maybe you'd be in a stage of this and not realize it. But I ended the previous segment mentioning the struggling versus pretending. Now, it is very easy to tell people you're struggling, because no one wants to. There's not many people that want to admit when they are doing something incorrectly or wrong or whatever. And when they're making bad choices, or they're making choices that are detriment to their journey, whether it is bad eating or emotional eating, whatever it may be. Nobody wants to, there's not many people who would want to own that. And so there's a thin line between struggling and pretending. Are there people who are legitimately struggling on plan? Absolutely. Absolutely. They're doing everything right. They're doing everything within 97% accuracy, or as I mentioned before, condom accuracy. They're doing everything within that right. They're tracking, they're weighing and measuring, and they're moving with 97% accuracy. So these people can easily be labeled as struggling. And I mean, I'm not going to sit there and say I watch them, right? And so these people know whether or not they're actually doing the right thing, right? So now what's the difference? What's a pretender do? A pretender is like someone, like a Christian who goes to church every Sunday, raising their hands to Jesus and praising God, and then goes out and does whatever the hell they want for the rest of the week. Right? So when you're in the workshop, you're saying all the right words, you're doing all the right things, you're all of the cliche statements that you're saying to everybody. Oh, I feel great. Scale's not exactly moving, but I feel great. There's just things you can say where it sounds like you're doing okay. And you know that language. You learn it really quickly when you go to the workshops. Even when you go to the virtual ones, you start to learn it really quickly. Although the virtual ones they're not as personal like that, where you're getting to know people, whether or not they lost or gained or whatever. It's up to them to open their mouth. I think in person you get a lot more of that because you get to know the people that sit next to you every week. And maybe your accountability doesn't necessarily come from the coach. It comes from the person you're sitting next to. But with the virtuals, you're not sitting next to anyone. You're sitting in front of a webcam. And there is no moments where you're looking at the person next to you and whispering something and laughing about it or whatever it is. And they look at you and they see you're frustrated and they say, "What's wrong? What happened?" And you tell them, "Oh, I gained this week." And then there's a conversation where there's encouragement involved and all this stuff. It's not the same. If you do that, you're saying it to the entire group, and maybe there's a few people that will encourage you, but it's not personal like it is in the workshop in person, where the person next to you may know what's going on in your life, but the person across the room has no idea. You know what I mean? So you go to the workshops and you say all the right things, you do everything, the scale doesn't go your way, in fact, maybe it's going in the opposite way. But in reality, if any of these people saw you when you're home and you're eating whatever the hell you want, you're not moving, you're not doing anything, and now all of a sudden, the fact that you tell people you're struggling is obviously not the right word anymore. Now it's what we call pretending. You're just going through the motions and saying all the right things, but you're not actually doing anything. You're not actually doing what's required to actually live the healthy lifestyle that is required in order to get to where you want to be. It's a thin line. People don't want to admit what side they might be on. Everybody wants to say they're struggling. Nobody wants to say they're pretending. And I'm not saying that anybody listening to me is pretending. So there's no reason to send me an angry email after this. Okay? It's not about that. It's about you recognizing the truth of your own journey. Because only you can make the correction. I can't make the correction for you. I can say things that inspire you to make the correction, but you actually have to do it. And not say it. I don't want you to say, "Okay, this is it. I'm going to make the correction." That's not the way it works. I don't care what you have to say. You just got to do it. People don't care what you say you're going to do. If you're struggling, if you're pretending, either side, nobody cares. Just work harder. Do what's required. Get yourself right. Because you know what? In the end, your work is going to say far more about your journey than anything else. And you could right the ship at any moment. At any moment. It's just a step toward the right way. Because every choice we make is taking us toward our goal or away from our goal. It is taking us toward life or toward death. Every choice you make, no matter what the subject, it's either a step in the right direction or the wrong direction. And it's all guided by your choices. So, if you're pretending and you don't like that you're pretending, make the correction. Don't tell people you're going to make the correction. Just do it. Do it and let your work shine. Because your hard work, your dedication, the person who you really are, is going to show up and knock their socks off. Because the real you wants to get the job done. And the you that just wants to keep going the way you were going and just be fat and happy, so to speak, that's the you that's going to be the one stopping you from trying to get wherever you're trying to go. Appealing to your emotions. The old you is going to appeal to your emotions. The new you is going to appeal to your mind, logically. Because to get what you want, it takes hard work and dedication. Motivation is nothing. Because motivation will fizzle out. You need to become dedicated to what you are doing. Because motivation runs out and all you have left is you and the work. And what does it take to get up day after day after day and do what's required? Track, weigh, measure, move. Wash, rinse, repeat. What does it take to do those over and over and over again, regardless of what the scale says on Saturday? Regardless if it went up, regardless if it went down, regardless if it stayed the same. What has to keep happening? You have to keep putting in the work. You have to remain dedicated to what it is you're doing at all costs. Make that change. Do what needs to be required. And no matter what, in the end of it all, keep pushing forward. Keep doing what's required. Because whether it's an uptrend or whether it's a downtrend or whether you're struggling or you're pretending, in the end, regardless of what situation actually is, you have to move forward from it. Keep pushing forward. Keep doing what's required, regardless of what the scale. You cannot allow external circumstance, emotions, and whatever else there might be to cloud the judgment of this journey. The key to success is the mastery of those emotions. And to stop worrying about motivation and start getting into dedication. Because waking up every day to get on clothes and get outside and go for a walk takes dedication, not motivation. Or to get up and go into the gym and get on the treadmill, on the bike, on the weight machines, on the Stepmaster. All of these things, dedication, not motivation. Motivation might start your journey, but motivation is like a firework. You light it and it shoots up into the sky and pow. And then what happens? You see some lights and it fizzles out to nothing. That's motivation. And that's how long motivation sticks around. And then what are you left with? If you were depending on motivation, you're left with nothing. But if you realize it's time to become dedicated to yourself, dedicated to a healthy lifestyle, dedicated to the goals you set for yourself, become dedicated to what you're doing, no matter the cost, no matter what. Just keep doing it. Wash, rinse, repeat. Wash, rinse, repeat. Day after day after day, regardless of what happens on Saturday. You know, every week I sit here in front of this microphone, and this final moment, this final thought, it's my favorite part to record. Because this is the moment where I just open up my heart and I let you have it. I give you everything I got for 2.5 or 3 minutes. Because nothing about this journey is easy. There's going to be times where you don't feel like you're doing the right thing. There's going to be times where you're down and out. There's going to be times where you're hurting. There's going to be times where you feel like you're about to fall. And there's going to be times where you feel like you can't do anything right. That's why I'm here. That's what I do. What I do every week is for this moment. It's for these moments where you feel like there's nothing going right. There's nothing going your way. I'm like the little angel on your shoulder. And just when you feel like you're down, just like you feel like you're gonna fall and you're hurting and you don't know if you have what's left in you, I'm sitting there and I'm gonna whisper in your ear, get up, you son of a bitch, because I love you. The fight isn't over. We didn't win yet. We haven't achieved the happiness we seek. That happiness is much further down the road. And you're not going to get there by sitting here lying on the ground. So get up. It doesn't matter what you did yesterday. It doesn't matter what you did today. Let's get up and keep moving forward. That's the only way. We keep pushing forward. I'm here every week doing this for you. I keep pushing forward. I keep doing what I have to do because I need you to get to where you need to be, because that's how I fly. That's how I feel alive. That's how this angel gets his wings. Keep pushing forward. I'm here with you. I'm not going anywhere. I love you. And I'm here with you.